Hello, my friends,
And welcome
to our little recap of
of
season 5. Yeah,
Dun Dun Dun.
yeah, he's really excited, man. So, we're gonna talk a little, as I already said, we are gonna talk a little bit about Game of Thrones season 5, since Game of Thrones season 5 finale aired last night.
And now we're getting a little recap of the season.
Yeah, as a whole. So, what did you think of the season as a whole?
I think in the beginning you had to introduce the viewers again into Game of Thrones, and you had to have this slow pacing, and then they stayed with this slow pacing, and I think till maybe episode 7 there wasn't really anything that happened.
We still like the season though. I mean, like, it was still really fun to watch because Game of
Yeah,
Thrones just has
yeah.
these really amazing characters. I love the world. I love the whole dialogue that's going on there. There's some really smart writing that can be found there. And apart from that, the first few episodes did spawn a little bit of controversy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What did you think of that?
You mean the Sansa?
Yeah, the whole Sansa thing. That was
Ramsay.
like
That-
people were raging.
That's nothing you should like, and that's nothing you should endorse or something.
Yeah, you shouldn't
But-
condone rape. That's not a good
Yeah,
thing.
That's not at all. But the screenwriters didn't either. That was
Yeah,
not a
Yeah, right.
scene you should.
Ramsay is a fucking douchebag.
Yes, right.
But you could argue that that plot line didn't really further the character of Sansa Stark, right?
Yes, but you got this. You had this. She got her character would get a little deeper, and
Yeah.
she
I know what you mean
you
because
feel with her.
you feel a little more for it because before that Sansa was just this whiny little brat,
Yes.
and now she's still a whiny little brat, but
Yes.
at least now we kind of feel for her, right?
She gets.
I mean,
this
she was
extreme torture.
married to Joffrey, right?
Yeah.
That's a reason to feel for her, but
Yes,
now it's even worse.
that's
right?
really bad. What happened to her?
Yeah.
And so we
That's kind of a reason for her to get the fuck out of there, right? So that's
Yes.
why she flees.
yes.
So that's also why I think that it was kind of now in season 10 we kind of saw that Theon
Mhm.
saved her and all of that, and that was kind of introduced.
Finally,
Finally he
returned.
did something.
Yes.
So I think they did that in order for Theon to introduce his kind of redemption arc. Now you could argue that Sansa is just another damsel in distress and all that stuff, but we have strong female characters on the show.
That's right.
Sansa's just not one of them. There are also
Yes.
weak male characters on the show, like for example, Sam.
Oh, Sam
I mean,
is
like
awesome.
Sam's such. I mean, Gilly has sex with him, and she asks him. She even asks him if it hurts. You know,
Yes.
that's so. To me, that further proves that this show just it's just kind of obviously it's not close to real life, but it just feels a little more grounded, a little bit more realistic. Like that's a realistic dark world, right?
Yeah,
That's
and-
how
and
things
that's
go down in the world. They aren't always nice and fun, and so
And it wasn't really displayed as a positive, morally positive.
Yeah.
Thing to do. It
yeah,
was,
no one said rape is awesome.
Yes.
No one said rape was awesome or something like that.
Yes.
So because of that, I truly think that there were some people kind of overreacted because of that.
Yes.
I mean, like Dany is a strong female character, for example.
yes.
Yeah, and she is a really strong female character, and we got so many more of these on the show, and Sansa's just not, as I said, and there are weak male characters as well. Like people who just aren't as strong, not because they're not good characters, but they're just not.
Not that strong.
Yeah, they're not that tough, you know.
I think Sam will get a really, really, really extremely powerful mage, and he destroys every bad guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the potential.
Yeah.
So
And that's the season in episode 10. he wants to go to Old Town and wants to get a Maester, and Maesters could be able to learn magic, so there is the possibility.
Yeah, maybe Sam might become really
powerful
strong
mage,
character,
yeah.
and he's gonna be like this really
The
epic
hero
dude.
of the series.
Yeah. So, anyways, moving on from this whole controversy and all that stuff, we didn't care about that too much. It's just kind of shocking to us that people actually cared that much about that, since people just get murdered on this show. One guy got his fucking
Yeah.
dick cut off,
Yeah.
and now someone gets raped, and it's like the worst thing in the world.
I think that's the same category as rape.
Yeah.
That's now, please.
Yeah.
So
Anyways, now we just wanted to talk about going a little slow pacing a little more, and when the season finally picked up, like, when did the season pick up? When did you feel like the season finally, as we said before, we still liked it, but it was kind of slow. When did it pick up, in your opinion?
obviously in episode 8, but there were some things that happened in episode 6 and 7, but mainly episode 8, like everybody knows, with the White Walkers and the army of the Undead.
Yeah, that was so awesome. I mean, when
Yeah.
Tyrion met Daenerys, that was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah,
But-
yes.
It was really episode 8 that showed us that, man, this
Yeah.
season is awesome. That might be one of the best moments in all of Game of Thrones, right?
It was really great, and I think it was even better as episode 9
Yeah.
pacing wise. So
Yeah. It was even better than that, and season 9 was great,
yeah.
but season 8 was even better.
There was just this one thing that happened in episode 9. what
Yeah,
made it
and
great.
the whole thing, the whole kind of, I mean, that whole the whole episode 9 kind of felt a little bit more like standard TV, like
Yeah.
all of that just felt a little too convenient.
Yes.
I mean, in the books it's totally different. I think that her food actually gets poisoned or something, and now she needs to get the hell out of there. But in episode 9, I mean, her people were getting slaughtered, and she just decided to escape,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
people were throwing spears at Drogon, but not at her.
Yeah. They did.
They were throwing spears at her, but not at Drogon, but not at her. So that was why you wanted
Yeah.
to kill her, not the dragon.
And why she left her people?
Yeah,
to
that
die.
didn't make any sense. So
So-
that was one thing about the whole thing that, well,
Yeah.
that wasn't the best
Logical.
moment of that scene. But the
Yeah.
scene overall, the scene was still. The scene
Really
as a whole was
awesome.
still really awesome when everyone like.
Yeah. It was like you had the feeling that she's gonna die, and then this epic entry of Drogon saved
Because
her.
everything seemed lost, right? It's
Yeah.
really cool, and that kind of Game of Thrones death music started
Yeah.
playing. That was cool. So
Uh,
another thing happened that episode, which was Stannis killing his own daughter, which was kind of sad.
yeah, kinda.
Yeah, we're not gonna go too much into that. But it was
I
obviously
think
sad, but
He was really. He thought there was no other option, and
Yeah.
he and his army's gonna die. So
yeah,
Yeah.
now they died anyway. So
yeah, he was really in despair, I think.
yeah, and now he died anyways.
Yes. Yes.
Didn't have.
The Red God, or how he's called, is really
Yeah, he's not. Maybe.
moody.
But another thing that I wanted to point out is that Arya didn't really like. There wasn't really a lot going on this season when it comes to Arya, right?
This
I mean, she wasn't in most. She wasn't even featured in most episodes.
that's right.
But in episode 10, just like for most of the other arcs, there was some kind of conclusion there.
right.
She's blind now.
That's not so great, but on the upside, she killed her.
Yeah, she killed the guy on her list.
Yes. She
But
killed-
that's pretty sad because she lost her eyesight, which is really sad.
But I think that makes her character more interesting.
Yeah, but I think that's only a temporary. That's only gonna be a temporary.
I don't know. Maybe.
It's not gonna be forever. I don't think that that's gonna be forever.
Maybe she learns to feel the vibrations in the
Yeah.
ground, and then she knows
Yeah.
where to throw her dagger.
She's gonna
or
be
something.
Daredevil.
Yeah.
One thing I also wanted to point out is that, do you think that Stannis is dead?
Yeah.
Like the whole ninth season, not ninth episode. There was so much going on there.
Right.
Tenth episode. I'm
The-
sorry. There was so much going on there.
Right.
Like especially because of the slow pacing.
Right.
In the first few episodes, over the course of the first few episodes, and now episode 10, there was so much stuff going on.
So much
right?
stuff. Right.
That was also something I wanted to touch on.
And I think they had to make some conclusions. They had to get the payoff from some storylines, but it was really a lot. And
Yeah, they could have packed some of that stuff, and they could have packed some of that stuff into the first few episodes. But obviously, it's a TV show, and
yeah.
you want to leave on a cliffhanger. But why leave
Or
on a cliffhanger
on
for like 7 characters? I don't know. We don't even know if Stannis is dead.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to.
You never saw
Point
his,
out here.
You never saw his corpse, so maybe.
Yeah, he's not gonna. He's like, do your duty.
Right.
And then Brienne just comes at him, and you hear like a brutal sound of blade cutting through flesh.
Maybe Flash.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe
Just a tree, and she
yeah.
changed her mind, and I
Yeah.
don't know.
So I think that doing your duty, Stannis doing his duty might mean something completely different. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Might be that he's actually still alive, and he now has to go save Sansa with him. And also, that was a huge departure from the books, right?
Yeah.
Brienne didn't kill him. Brienne wasn't even there at that point. Stannis'
So-
army didn't even attack. Hadn't even attacked yet.
Do you think the stories are going to separate, or
Brienne's and Stannis'.
yeah, from the books?
Yeah. I do think that. There might be some stuff that's gonna go in a whole different direction, especially since, moving on to our next point, Kit Harington stated that he's not gonna be on the next. Kit Harington is obviously the
Character of Jon Snow.
the actor who plays Jon
actor.
Snow, right?
Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Dude, chill out. I'm not. No one's judging you. Only the internet. So, the thing is, Jon Snow is great character. We all loved him, and Kit Harington stated that he's not gonna be on the next season of Game of Thrones.
I didn't know that.
And George R. Martin said that Jon Snow is gonna be back for the next book, probably.
I think the death of the death from the daughter of Stannis wasn't for nothing.
Yeah. So that's something that's something I feel like is gonna play out as well.
Yeah, something's gonna happen. Maybe it was just this melting of the
Yeah,
icicle
but I
in the
don't
beginning.
think I don't think that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, sacrifice the
Doesn't
daughter,
this
so-
one guy say like, if the red god takes a life, you're also gonna blah blah blah. He's also gonna
Yeah.
something like that. He's gonna grant life.
Grant
I'm not entirely sure about the wording here, as you can see, but you get the point. Like, so the thing could be that Jon Snow is actually gonna be revived by Melisandre. He could have warped into Ghost, because
That is a
those are his
possibility,
dying
yes.
words in the book. Actually,
Whoa.
yeah, he says Ghost. Then that might also be the reason why Kit Harington is in the next season, because he
Nice.
might be inside Ghost's body
That's a
for
great-
the
great
entire season,
point.
and then he's gonna be back for season 7. So another popular theory is that Melisandre might actually burn Jon Snow's body, and since he's a Targaryen, he's gonna come back from the dead. I don't actually get this now. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Targaryens don't get brought back to life by fire. They just aren't as vulnerable to fire as normal people.
I think they can get burned, but not as fast.
So why would he come back to life just because he was burned? I feel like no. I think that has to do with Azor Ahai, because it says that Azor Ahai obviously is the prince that was promised.
Yeah.
And according to this prophecy, this Azor Ahai guy, this is the one who defeated the others, the White Walkers, in the first time they attacked.
You think about reincarnation.
Yeah, and so So the thing is, people think that Jon, if Jon is indeed the prince that was promised, aka Azor Ahai, he might actually come back from the dead after being burned, because the prophecy kind of states that and stuff like that. So he must be reborn amidst salt and smoke, and under a red star and all that stuff. And due to that, many people are led to believe that Jon Snow might actually come back from the dead, and he might be reborn as Azor Ahai. And since we only got 2 seasons left, or 2 books left, we don't know how long how much more they're actually gonna extend that stuff.
I think they have to get they have to move fast, because I think the 6th book is already about the White Walkers and raiding the.
So Jon Snow, if he's gonna come back, then he's gonna come back rather soon, I suppose.
I think it's good.
So we talked a lot about Jon Snow here, because that's obviously the huge thing.
I feel sorry for the book readers who wait since 2011.
And I'm also sorry for just, like, I don't remember all that stuff 100% correctly. I don't know the wording of every single prophecy in the Game of Thrones universe. But anyways, this is our first try at this, so please don't hate us. Anyways, since this video is about to end, I just wanted to ask you, what did you think of the season as a whole? Again, like, what closing thoughts? What did you think as a whole? Score you might give the season.
My score would
compared to other seasons, especially.
To other seasons, I really like this fantasy element, and I really into fantasy. So we got a lot of dragons and White Walkers. And that kind of drives me. So. I think I give this season maybe 8 or 9 points from 10, and maybe the 3rd season was better. I don't know.
Yeah, the first season was pretty awesome. They were all pretty awesome.
They were all really good. So I think you can't really. All seasons are great. So
yeah. And it's probably up there, like it's one of my favorites. Since all of the Game of Thrones seasons are basically my favorites, I don't actually have a favorite season, because they all have their unique feel to them, and they're all. I know this season started out slow.
I think
and it was kind of boring at first, at times.
Yes.
And the last episode did feel kind of convoluted. There was a lot of stuff going on. They left on a lot of cliffhangers there, but that's also the case in the books. So, as a whole, I think that I really liked the season. My favorite episode was probably number 8.
Yeah, that's a good
one.
But I think you should rate Game of Thrones in episodes, not in seasons.
Yeah.
Because there are these really great episodes, and there are this episodes.
It's still pretty awesome, but
pretty
okay
awesome,
for Game of Thrones standards.
Yeah, right. So every season has his 2 or 3 great episodes. So you should rate it in episodes.
Yeah. So, what did you think of season 5? Let us know in the comments below. Did you also think that Jon Snow actually saved all those guys, because the White Walkers would have just turned all of those dudes into all those wildlings into White Walkers anyways.
And
Yeah, are you also really upset about his death and about the fact that those, you know, what's his name, Alice, what's his name again? Sir Alice.
Thorn.
Yeah,
Something.
I don't know. I hate him. I hate Ollie as well.
Yeah.
Anyways, we just had to mention that again because that was a really sad moment.
Yeah.
So
maybe since Jon Snow is dead now, the White Walkers are gonna win, and
yeah,
Westeros is
and
gone.
Ramsay Bolton's gonna die.
Everybody dies. They're
So
just White Walkers.
So
That's a great ending.
yeah. White Walkers everywhere, and this is where this video ends as well. See ya.